Mental health is something that all of us have likely struggled with at some point. It can be extremely overwhelming to cope with all that we experience and are exposed to in our day-to-day lives. Sometimes things can even begin to seem hopeless, with nowhere or no one to turn to. Good afternoon, Professor and fellow classmates. My name is Haley Denny, and today I will be sharing the story of a young boy who lost his battle with mental health. I would first like to put a trigger warning, as this speech goes into detail about bullying, depression, and suicide. If you are someone who may be triggered by these topics, please proceed with caution. Pictured here is Leah Pierce and her 9-year-old son, Jamel Miles. Pierce is a mother of 3, Shayla, who is 14, Denise, who is 10, and Jamel, the youngest and her only boy. According to a New York Times article, Jamel, who is obsessed with cartoons and computers, woke each morning to style his own curly hair just like his older sisters, his mother said. An article from Medium.com also mentions that he voiced to his mother that he wanted to test out wearing feminine clothing and painting his nails. Not too long before this tragedy came about, Miles had a conversation with his mother about his sexuality. Unfortunately, this new news of his coming out only made things worse. His classmates that were already poking fun at him became even more ruthless after discovering that he was gay. Despite several attempts to notify the administrative staff of Joe Shoemaker Elementary School about the continuous bullying, Pierce believes that not enough action was taken. Several days into his 4th grade school year, the mother picked Miles up from school. The family proceeded to go to Starbucks for drinks and then eat out together. After arriving home, Pierce had asked her children to tidy up their bedrooms. Later, she stepped into Miles' room to check on him, as his door was left wide open. Little did Pierce know that she would find the horrific sight of her son lying deceased after committing suicide. The mother attempted to perform CPR, but with no luck. Pictured here is Mother Leah Pierce with Miles' bumblebee stuffed animal zipped into her jacket near her heart. This event left such a large impact on the family, as it does on so many others who have lost a friend or loved one to suicide. As an article on NBCnews.com mentions, according to data that was collected by the Children's Hospital Association, the number of children from ages 6 to 12 who visited children's hospitals for suicidal thoughts or self-harm has more than doubled since 2016. Unfortunately, the rise of social media plays a huge part in why the number is significantly higher. Apps such as Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and Twitter serve as breeding grounds for online bullying. It is much easier for classmates to target their peers online because they're able to hide behind a screen. Unlike bullying face-to-face, you are less likely to see the emotions of the people you're harming, therefore making it easier to be cruel without feeling much remorse. Although the bully is not able to see the true effects of their words, this does not mean that they hurt any less, or the person affected will have an easy time dealing with the torment. This is one of the many reasons why it's so important for children like Jamel Miles and people of all other ages to feel comfortable asking for help. Getting support through these difficult situations is crucial, especially for kids, teens, and young adults. People of these age groups tend to be more delicate in these scenarios because they have not lived long enough to know that things will change and eventually look up, or that in time they will graduate and will most likely never have to come into contact with the people who were once awful towards them. Recovery comes in many different forms, whether that be journaling, coming up with coping skills, sharing your feelings with people you trust, or seeking help from a counselor. But you may be thinking, What about those that do not feel comfortable talking about these dark thoughts to anyone with their inner circle? Fortunately, Crisis Text Line is a wonderful organization that gives people the opportunity to reach out during a time of crisis and have it be completely confidential. This summer, I applied to become a volunteer for the organization, and I am proud to say that I am now a member of the crisis counselor team myself. As crisis counselors, we are dedicated to helping others, no matter your age, location, gender identity, religion, race, sexual orientation, etc. Our line is available 24/7 at 741-741, so whether you are in crisis during the day or at night, we are always available. As crisistextline.org states, providing 24/7 free text support to people in crisis takes a community of partners and individuals' sustainable support. Donations are always greatly appreciated, as it allows us to continue doing what we do. Another great way to support the organization is to spread the word. Letting friends, family, and others know about Crisis Text Line helps others to learn about who we are and what we do. On that note, I would like to wrap up with a quote from Lisa Oliveira, a licensed marriage and family therapist, that I think is very fitting for this speech. She says, "Just because no one else can heal or do your inner work for you doesn't mean you can, should, or need to do it alone." Again, I am Haley Denny. Thank you all for listening to me discuss the tragic story of Jamel Miles, the significance of mental health, and what you can do to support the large community of people who need help during a crisis.